Hello everyone, today in this video we are going to talk about unit system and their conversion. In physics we deal with physical quantities, and physical quantities are those quantities which can be measured directly or indirectly, like mass, length and time we can measure directly, and the quantity like speed we cannot measure it directly, so we measure first length, time, then we divide them to get the speed. So this is how we indirectly measure some physical quantity. So let's know more about physical quantity. So if I ask you what is your age, then you may say it's 15 years, and your height and your weight. So in these three physical quantity there are two things which are common. So one is all of them are having some numbers and some symbols as unit. So the number will give me the idea of magnitude. Magnitude means how much. If I tell you 1 kg and 50 kg, something comes into your mind. That is, one is smaller amount and another is big amount. So the magnitude, this number will give you how much quantity is there in the physical quantity. And the second thing is unit. Unit will tell you what are you measuring. Like if I tell you year, then time will come into your mind. If I say feet, then you'll understand it's a length. If I say kg, then you'll say it's a mass. In the unit system, there are magnitude which will tell you how much, and there is unit which will tell you what are we measuring. So there are different unit system. So let's see why do we need different unit system. So if you measure the length of a nail, then you'll measure it in inch or centimeter. But when it comes to your height, so inch and centimeter will be too small, so we measure it in feet. So but when we measure the length of the road, so we cannot use inch or feet, so it's too small for measurement, so we use kilometer. And if we measure the length of our Milky Way, which is very big distance, so even kilometer we cannot use, so we use light year. So for different cases we have to have different unit system. On top of that, different country uses different type of unit system. So like India, for mass we use kg, and for volume of liquid we use liter. But other countries they use pound for mass and gallon for volume of liquid. So that's why we need to understand the conversion. So we should be able to take the unit system for one unit system to another unit system. There are different unit system which we are going to study in grade 11, and they are SI unit, in which length is in meter and mass is in kilogram and time is in seconds, and other things we'll study later. And second unit system is FPS. So we measure length in foot, we measure mass in pound, and we measure time in second. So similarly there are other units, and this is CGS units, where we measure length in centimeter, mass in gram and time in second. So this last unit system is basically used for small systems. Now the next thing we are going to talk about is power of 10. So if the number is too big or too small, so it will be very difficult for us to write. To make it easy to write, we use power of 10. Let's take an example. If you are writing 50, so you can write 5 into 10 or 5 into 10 to the power 1. So if you have 500, you can write 5 into 100, and 100 is 10 square, so you can write 5 into 10 square, so 5 into 10 to the power 2. So similarly, if you keep on adding zeros, so 5000 can be written as 5 into 10 to the power 3. So similarly you can write this big number in power of 10, so it will be easy for us to write. So if you see this, so you will just write 5 and you count the number of zeros and into 10 to the power the numbers of 0. So if you have number like this, so what I'll do is I'll shift the decimal point from here. So I'll check how many decimal points are there. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So I'm shifting the decimal point by 7 place value. So I'll just write 5.12. So I'll ignore other numbers. So into 10 to the power 7. Similarly, we can use the power of 10 to represent small number as well. So 0.5 can be written as 5 by 10 and 10 to the power plus 1. And when you take this 10 to the power plus 1 to the numerator, it will become negative. So it is 5 into 10 to the power minus 1. Similarly for 0.05, so I can write it as 5 into 10 to the power minus 2. You just need to write this number and into, then you have to count how many digits are there after decimal point. So there are 2 digits, so I'll just write minus 2. Similarly 0.005 can be written as 5 into 10 to the power minus 3, and this, so I'll count 1 2 3 4 5 6, so it is 5 into 10 to the power minus 6. So similarly you can use power of 10 to represent this two number. You can try it and give your answer in comment box. So now let's see what happens to the power of 10 when we shift the decimal point. So if we shift the decimal point towards my left, then the power of 10 will get added. So let's see the example. So I have a number 54795.56 into 10 to the power 3, and now I'm shifting this decimal point from here to here. So 1 2 3 4, so I'm shifting it by 4 digits. So I'll just add 4, because when you shift towards the left, the power will get added. Similarly, let's take another example. So this is the final answer after adding 3 and 4. So this is the next example. So I'm shifting it to 1 2 3 4 decimal point again, but out here the initial power is negative. So by shifting I'll get plus 4, because I'm shifting towards the left. So plus 4 because of 4 digits. So minus 3 plus 4 is 1. So this is the final answer. Now let's see what happens to the power of 10 if I shift the decimal point towards my right. So when you shift it towards right, the power of 10 gets subtracted. Let's take the example. So this is the number into 10 to the power 10. So now I'm shifting the decimal point from here to here. So 4 digits. So I have to subtract 4. So I'm subtracting 4 out here. So the final answer is 54795.56 into 10 to the power 6. So again another example. So I'm shifting the decimal point from here to here. So how many points? 1 2 3 4. So I'll just subtract 4. So there's already minus 3 out here. So minus 3 minus 4 will get added, and you'll get 6.78, because all this is 0, no need to write, into minus 3 minus 4 is minus 7. So this is how we shift the decimal point. Now let's see the real life example of power of 10. So when we buy memory cards, we buy it in unit bytes. Okay, so this is the card we find it in market, that is 290 bytes. So it's very difficult to say to the shopkeeper, give me 2000009 times 0 bytes card. So instead of this, I can say this also, 200 crore bytes. So again this is also making the complication. So instead of doing this, I'll take the power of 10 now. So I'll count the 0, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So I can say, give me 2 into 10 to the power 9 bytes. So this is okay for math people, but for laymen it will be difficult. So I'll give a nickname to 10 to the power 9. So that is giga. So I can say, give me 2 gigabytes. So giga means 10 to the power 9. So I can say, give me 2 gigabytes memory card. So it sounds now little easy. Now again I'll write them in short forms. So I'll say, give me 2 GB memory card. Now this looks familiar to you. So this is how the power of 10 makes our real life easy. So it will be easy to say or write the big numbers using the power of 10. And again, if we use the symbols for power of 10, it will become more easy. So now let's see the names of different powers of 10. So we have name, symbols and value. So for centi we have 10 to the power minus 2 value, and symbol is small c, and milli is small m 10 to the power minus 3, micro is mu 10 to the power minus 6 is the value, nano 10 to the power minus 9, we denote it by nano and small n, and pico, that is 10 to the power minus 12, we denote it by small p. And if you go towards the positive side, that is the big number, so 1000, that is 10 to the power 3, can be represented by k. So that's why we say kg for 1000 gram. We don't say give me 1000 gram, we say give me 1 kg, so that makes 1000 gram. So similarly for mega we use 10 to the power 6, for 10 to the power 9 we use giga, so that's why we say gigabyte, GB memory card, and 10 to the power 12 is tera. Now using this, it will be easy for us to convert the unit system or write the unit system. So we need to memorize this value. So if you see out here, so centi is the odd one, so if you go down it is increased by 3 3 3, so 3 6 9 12, and same thing happens this side also. So kilo to mega to giga to tera, it is increased by 3, but only the centi, that is 10 to the power minus 2, is the odd one. So you just need to memorize their values and symbols. Now let's see the conversion of unit. As we already know, there are different unit systems, so sometimes we need to convert from one unit system to another unit system. So let's convert 50 centimeter into meter. So I'll write 50 centimeters. So in this 50 is there, meter is there, so I need to convert it into meter. So I don't need this centi. So what I'll do, I'll write the value of centi from the table we have studied just now. So value of centi is minus 2, 10 to the power minus 2. So 50 into 10 to the power minus 2. If you simplify, you will get 0.5 meter. So just by knowing their value, you can easily convert. So now let's do one more example. So let's convert 0.25 meter into centimeter. So out here I have 0.25 meter, I don't have centi. So what I can do is, I can multiply and divide centi and centi, because I want centi, so that's why I'll put centi and centi. So if you multiply and divide the number with same numbers, nothing will happen, because this will get cancelled, so the number will remain same. So I got now centi and meter, but I don't want this centi, so I'll just put the value for this centi. So this is 0.25 centimeter divided by the centi, which I don't need, is 10 to the power minus 2, the value I put. So now I'll take this up, it will become 10 to the power 2. Then if you multiply this, you will get 25 centimeter. So 0.25 meter is 25 centimeter. So let's take one more example. So I'm converting 2 millimeter into nanometer. Nano means 10 to the power minus 9. Milli means 10 to the power minus 3. In this 2 millimeter, I don't need this milli. So I'll just put the value for this milli, and milli is 10 to the power minus 3. So I got 2 into 10 to the power minus 3 meter. So now I need nano. So I'll divide and multiply by nano and nano. So I want this nano because I am converting it into nanometer. I don't want this nano. So what I'll do is, I'll just put the value for this nano, that is 10 to the power minus 9. Now this minus 9 will go up and it will become positive. So now I'll simplify this. So 2 into 10 to the power minus 3 plus 9 nanometer. So 2 into 10 to the power 6 nanometer. So 2 millimeter is 2 into 10 to the power 6 nanometer. Now let's do the same for the area. Now I'm converting 5 millimeters square into meter square. So when I say 5 millimeters square, so the square is of both milli and meter. So I'm just writing square for millimeter. meter. So next, so I don't need milli because I'm converting into meter square. Meter square is already there, so I don't need this milli. So I'll put the value for this milli. So milli is 10 to the power minus 3. Now I'll open this bracket. So this will be 10 to the power minus 3 whole square. That means I'll multiply the power and meter square. So now this is 10 to the power minus 6 meter square. So this is, so 5 millimeter square is 5 into 10 to the power minus 6 meter square. So this is the conversion. Now you can try these questions, and this is the similar question that we have done before.